Welcome back, guys. In this video, I'm going to show you the feature of forgot password in our single page view application with the Laravel as backend. So this was one of the requests from the users who were following my channel, and so I decided to create a video out of it. So the basic functionality will be I'll be able to click on a link which will take me to a page where I will be asked for my email address. When I enter that, I will be emailed the link on which I can click, and on that particular form I can reset my password. So obviously the link will also have a token. So let's start working towards that. So I'll go to an item, and these are the three tabs where my code is running, and we will now focus only on the server side of it. So in our api.php, why don't we add two routes: route post forgot password. We'll use the user controller, and the second route will be reset password. Now obviously we don't have these routes, so we'll need to create them, right? But you need to understand that these two routes are not inside the auth API middleware, because they are going to be made from users who are not authenticated. So yeah, that's something which we'll need to keep in our mind. Now in our user controller, let us first create those two functions. We will need the request object, so $request, and the second one was reset password. All right, so we have the basic two functions. Now, as I mentioned, we will need to have some kind of token in our application, so that when the email is triggered, we are giving away some tokens which will help us detect whether the token is correct or not, and the user is coming to the valid URL or not. So what do? We have PHP. We'll create a model with its migration, and we will name it token. What happened? No such file or directory. That's strange. Database migrations. Yeah, so it doesn't have that. I have this model. I think this is empty. Yes. So I need to delete it. That's fine. Where's my env? I think I know the problem. Let's go to the database. I will delete this table, um, like so, and I think I need to remove it from my migration as well. So I typically write the code first before doing the demo, and so I think the entry was already there in the database. No, it's still giving me an error, and I think the problem is obviously the composer auto load file. So auto load, composer dump auto load. Now it is working fine. So it was saying that this include this file is not present. So anyway, so we have the token model and we have the migration. So let's see what are the two different things we require, or rather three. First of all, I don't need any timestamp. I will need an ID. That's fine. Then there will be a table column called integer. We'll store the user ID. Okay, it's an unsigned integer column, and then we'll have a token. Let's keep it string, and Okay, and this is the expire at. The next thing is obviously our uh, fillable properties, but before that I will need to publicly say that timestamps is false. Okay, because I have removed the timestamp column. Now protected dollar fillable. What are the three things? So user underscore id, token, expire at. So yeah, that's about it. Why don't we also add the relation in the user model? The model will basically have a function called token, and in this we'll do return token. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much um, what we wanted. So we have the tokens, we have the user.php file with the relation, so the user model knows what is token, and we have the migration as well, which is working. So why don't we quickly do a migrate? By the way, PA is basically a shortcut or an alias to PHP artisan. So don't get surprised if I'm using that. Um, all right. So have I imported the request class? I have not. So it is eliminate HTTP request. Yeah, that's done. Now forgot password. So the one thing which we are gonna get is the email address, right? So although we can go very deep into validations and everything, but for now we are going to keep it simple. So $user equals user, where email is going to be request input email, and we are going to take the first, sorry, result out of that. Okay, where email is this. Okay, and let me import user as well. Okay, it already exists. So once we have the user, we'll just do a check. If not $user, we will send a 403 which says, I mean, if we don't get the user, we will return a response to check if the email is correct. Otherwise, first thing, we are going to create a token. So user underscore id. Now we already have the id, so we can do user id. Okay, then token. Let's keep it unique id, and expire at, for now we'll have carbon. Now add hour. Okay, so 1 hour of expiry. I'm okay with that. We have imported carbon. Yes, so now we have the token. Obviously, once we have the token, we would want to send an email. Now for that, we need to create a email class. So what do we have here? PHP artisan make, and we have mail, right? So pa make mail. Why don't we call it forgot password? Okay, so in our mails folder we have this class which is forgot password, which extends mailable. Okay, and we will set up all the things accordingly.